Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled you're here today because, wow, we are looking at something that is literally reshaping how we interact with the digital world. We're going to unpack the central friction of 2026 internet culture. And what is that? Well, it's the massive, undeniable clash between hyper-advanced artificial intelligence and this intense human demand for raw, unfiltered authenticity. We are right in the middle of a digital tug-of-war, and today we're going to map out exactly how both sides are fighting for your attention.
Now, let me ask you something. Are you feeling a deep sense of algorithmic burnout? Because, trust me, you are not alone in this. So many of us are just swiping through our feeds and feeling like, absolutely everything looks, sounds, and feels exactly the same. We've hit a wall where the infinite scroll has kind of just lost its charm. We're totally saturated. And because of that, the culture is quietly but surely shifting away from all this algorithmic perfection. Okay. Let's dive right into this. Here's our roadmap for untangling today's complex digital landscape. First up, short-form video fatigue, followed by the 2016 nostalgia wave. Then we'll look at the rise of the synthesians, the anti-AI meme rebellion, a look at decentralization and socialfi, and finally, the human-AI symbiosis.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, short-form video fatigue and how we are moving past the 15-second hook.
So for the last few years, short-form video was the absolute undisputed king, right? But looking at the data, it's finally hit a total saturation point. I mean, we are bombarded constantly with that endless wait-for-it bait that usually leads to a pretty mediocre payoff. We've got creators just silently pointing at floating text, those clearly staged caught in 4K reactions, and literally millions of videos lip-syncing to the exact same viral audio. And honestly, viewers are experiencing a collective exhaustion. You totally know the feeling. You can predict the punchline before the hook even finishes. People are finally waking up to the fact that mere attention just doesn't equal genuine connection.
And this brings us to a really stark contrast between what we're being fed and what we actually crave right now. Currently, we're drowning in 15-second, formulaic bait that's optimized purely for reach. But what audiences are actually hunting for? Depth. They want micro-documentaries that actually tell a real story over a few minutes. They want those unpolished, unfiltered vlogs, the ones just shot from a front-facing camera in a parked car. We are actively seeking out content that slows us down and offers real, substantial value, rather than just another quick dopamine hit.
Moving right along to Section 2, the 2016 nostalgia wave, where 2026 is the new 2016. So the crucial point here is that when the internet gets tired of polished perfection, it naturally looks backward. This whole idea that 2026 is the new 2016 isn't just about, fun nostalgia for a decade ago. It's actually a direct rebellion against cookie-cutter algorithmic sameness in that highly curated clean girl aesthetic. We're seeing a massive return to maximalist individuality, those messy Tumblr core vibes, and unpolished feeds where your personal taste actually matters way more than what some algorithm dictates.
Let's walk through this timeline to see exactly how this evolution happened. Back in mid to late 2016, we had these huge cultural touchstones like Pokemon Go and, of course, those ubiquitous Snapchat puppy dog filters. We all remember those, right? We also had the Mannequin Challenge and big hits like Zara Larsson's Lush Life. Now, fast forward to late 2025. This massive movement called the Great Meme Reset kicks off, and that triggers the Bring Back 2016 hashtag. And here we are in early 2026, with Gen Z literally remixing the past. They're using Instagram's raw flash filter to recreate that harsh, washed-out, messy digital camera look of the 2010s. They are essentially weaponizing digital touchstones from a decade ago to reclaim their own messy, human individuality. It's fascinating.
All right, shifting gears a bit for Section 3, the rise of the synthesians and AI's push for absolute perfection.
Let's move to the other side of the tug-of-war and see how this builds. Because while everyday internet users are running toward messy authenticity, the corporate and marketing worlds are sprinting toward AI. Brands aren't just looking at follower counts anymore. They're using deep, multi-dimensional AI to vet human creators. First, they analyze audience psychographics and sentiment. Then, they cross-reference content affinity and brand safety. Finally, they calculate predictive performance modeling to forecast exact returns before spending a single dime. It is incredibly efficient for sure, but it is also completely stripped of human intuition.
And that efficiency leads us straight to the ultimate corporate dream. As our sources point out, quote, unlike human influencers, AGIs never have a bad day, say the wrong thing, or get involved in a scandal, end quote. Because of this, we're seeing the mainstreaming of synthesians.
These are completely AI-generated virtual avatars. They offer brands total control, absolute aesthetic alignment, and get this, they can engage globally 24/7. For a corporation, it's pretty much the safest bet imaginable.
Which brings us to Section 4, the anti-AI meme rebellion, where humans push back.
Now, of course, the internet rarely just accepts corporate perfection without putting up a fight. Everyday users are loudly rejecting this synthetic takeover, and they're doing it through memes. Take the top memes of March 2026. We saw people literally LARPing as interactive chatbots to mock AI generation with the "Your AI slot bores me" trend. We had the DLSS 5 off versus on trend, basically criticizing upscaled gaming graphics for yassifying art and stripping its soul. And then there's the bizarre Socrates skeleton. These are rage-bait videos so absurd they act as a parody of AI itself. These are definitely not just silly jokes, guys. They are a deep anthropological pushback against AI's uncanny valley.
So, what does this all mean? The takeaway here is absolutely fascinating. The internet is experiencing this fierce cultural friction. Audiences are actively, intentionally rejecting synthetic perfection to protect human art. It's simple psychology, really. We connect through flaws and shared vulnerabilities. When AI comes in and removes the friction and the flaws, it basically removes the exact thing that makes content relatable in the first place.
Let's look at Section 5, Decentralization and Social Fi, Reclaiming the Data Graph.
So how do we structurally fix a web that feels completely monopolized by algorithms? Well, the answer seems to be a migration. And this illustrates the shift brilliantly. In the centralized Web 2 platforms we're used to, the platform holds a monopoly on your data, your identity is siloed to their specific app, and everything is driven by ad revenue. But in decentralized social, or 2026 Web 3, you actually own your data. Your identity is portable across different apps, and the incentives shift entirely toward direct creator economies and subscriptions. Basically, you take back full control of your own social graph.
Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin has been a major voice in this migration. He envisions a full return to decentralized social media, explicitly to, quote, escape the polarized information war zone, unquote. It's a really interesting, impartial look at how blockchain tech is stepping in to solve that algorithmic burnout we talked about earlier. The whole goal here is to prioritize networks that surface the best arguments rather than just amplifying the loudest, most outrage-inducing voices.
And finally, Section 6. The human-AI symbiosis, the new middle ground.
Because look, despite the memes and the heavy pushback, AI isn't going anywhere. But crucially, neither is the human need for genuine connection. So the winning strategy in 2026 is actually a blend of both extremes. AI is becoming the ultimate co-pilot. Its role is to handle the massive heavy lifting, data analysis, A/B testing, and those tedious automated post-production tasks. It completely removes the friction of creation. And that frees up the human's role to focus purely on what the machine simply cannot do, crafting raw storytelling, demonstrating true emotional empathy, and building that messy, authentic connection the audience is desperately craving.
Now, what's really interesting about all of this is what it means for you. We are fully entering the post-algorithmic era, an era where nobody is gatekeeping their weirdness, and bold individuality is basically the most valuable currency on the internet. You understand the friction now. You know that audiences want depth, not just reach. So my question to you is, are you ready to become a tastemaker in this new landscape? How will you use these tools to stop chasing fleeting trends and start building genuine, unapologetic connections? Thank you so much for exploring the future of internet culture with me today in this explainer. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.